So, I got a little correction from yesterday because I said something along the lines of who's to say that God won't bring the same type of judgment to our nation. But God says in Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 9, "And because of all your abominations I will do with you what I have never yet done, and the like of which I will never do again." That still don't mean that he feels differently about sin, but I had to make that correction from yesterday's video. Secondly, a praise report. My eye look like it's pretty much clearing up. If you don't know, I've been dealing with pink eye since last Tuesday or Wednesday. And I tell you, that has been one frustrating thing because I've been missing work because of it. But today I have to touch on just a little bit more when it comes to the prophet Ezekiel. And I pray that God works on all of our perspectives. But the question that I have is, what in the world did these prophets have to go through before God called them to be prophets to help prepare them for the mission that God put them on? Because if you look at the book of Ezekiel, God tells the prophet Ezekiel to do some things that we would see as outrageous. And it was all to get the point across to the nation of Israel. For example, he told him to lay on his side for 390 days, and then to lay on his other side for 40 days, and to bake his bread on feces. Now, I don't think God has called you or me to anything like that. So once again, we are truly blessed, and we need to be grateful and thankful. But also, it brings to my mind, what was the prophet Ezekiel's life like before this? Because we don't see his past. So what was it like before this to help him prepare to be durable enough for that kind of mission, and to trust God enough for that kind of mission? Because the prophet Ezekiel didn't say, Lord, can you please send somebody else? So the things that God is allowing us to go through, are they really that bad? And I know pain is relative, but what God called the prophet Ezekiel to do would be hard for anybody. So not to compare ourselves to the prophet Ezekiel, but to look at his life and calling and willingness to go as an example for how God wants us to obey and how obedient God wants us to be, and how much we are not suffering